Okay, I will call the meeting to order of the Seymour Municipal Airport Authority, Monday, January 20th, 2025. Yeah, I changed that number on the paper.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
We'll begin with roll call. Ms. Morgan.
Brian Thompson,
I'm here.
Scott Davis.
Here.
Brandon Sunbury.
Here.
Ryan Williams. Matt Lorenzo.
Here.
Colin Smith.
Here.
Morgan Bob. Here.
Thank you. First item is the election of officers for this year for the Airport Authority. Is there a motion for that?
I move that Brian Thompson be reelected to, or I move that he remains president for the airport authority.
Is there a second? In favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Vice? I'll make a motion that Scott Davis be vice president of the Airport Authority. Is there a second?
Second. I was waiting for it to die for lack of a second. Thanks a lot. Appreciate your support there.
All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next is treasurer, and he's not here, so we can claim him, unless you want treasurer.
I'm busy that day.
Yeah, I nominate, Ryan to be, treasurer. In his absence, I will nominate him.
Yeah, there you go. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you. Okay, we have,
See that.
minutes, printed minutes from December 16th and from January 8th. So we'll start with one, start with December 16th. Is there any activity on the minutes?
I move that we approve the minutes as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And Matt, since Ryan's secretary and he's not here, can the vice president sign in his behalf, or do we have to get it from him?
Sign what?
The minutes.
The minutes from last month.
That's what we've been doing.
Because Ryan's not here.
Oh.
Can somebody else sign him and just,
Or do we have to have?
does it have to be the secretary?
Yeah, we can have him sign them later.
Okay.
We'll be in
That's
this
what we're
week.
gonna,
Okay.
no problem.
The other is the January 8th special meeting, minutes.
I move we approve them as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And there's that. Okay, next item is BFNS.
Yes, thank you, I'll make it quick.
There you go.
We only have one action item, which is a motion to advertise to receive bids for the A-unit T-hangers. Should the board, agree to advertise that, we would propose, down there and under the T-hanger report there, a pre-bid meeting, February 6th at 3 p.m. and then a bid opening on February 19th at 11 a.m.
And so this is for actually the contract for you folks to take over that process for us.
I move that we allow BFNS to do the advertising.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. I did wanna say one thing too for anybody here that might know construction companies that would be interested. You know, if they don't, if we wanna make personal contacts, maybe we can get a pre-bid packet and have it here that we could, or else do a internet connection and refer them to you guys.
Yeah, we weren't planning to do a virtual for the pre-bid, but we certainly can change it around. The advertisement has been drafted and was included in our report, so
Okay.
Morgan has it, but we can email that advertisement to anybody you want. We'll have a list of folks that have showed interest in the past, but
Mhm,
certainly,
right.
it's a public bid, so
Yeah, I
anybody
think
can-
that last time we did actually have some new groups there, so let's make sure we reach out to all of them
Absolutely.
since we decoupled the bidding process.
Yeah, and we should get some more interest this time with less site work.
Uh-huh.
It's just essentially straight building work with 4 foot of what amounts to sidewalk around the perimeter to tie it into the aprons. So,
Do we have Milestone at Columbus on the list, you know, Milestone Construction?
yes,
Okay, good, because I got contacted from those guys last week,
okay,
so make sure we got them. Send them
Yes.
one. Perfect.
yep. The rest of our report is pretty self-explanatory. I know the clock has been ticking on this land release on some of these things, for parcel 32, and then of course the industrial park land release. I think Riley with the FAA is new and just taking longer than she expected, so we'll wait patiently, but she told us we should have had it last month on parcel 32, and 2 to 3 months on the bigger parcel, so we keep following up with her about once a week, but the rest of it's all, pretty matter of course, and I'll conclude that so we can move on.
Perfect.
That's like a record for a PF&S report.
And there's 2 of us.
I know there's 2 of you.
And we made it go twice as fast.
Twice as
That's
fast,
right.
that was it.
Any questions for BFNS? Very good, thank you. Aviation fuel fund report.
As of today, there is $557,540.61 in the aviation fuel fund.
557,
You got it.
557,540.
and that's interesting because that compares to just over 300,000 in that fund last year this time.
Mhm.
That's huge growth, that is huge deal. That can be, and Colin and I have, of course, talked about the future here at the airport here recently, and actually discussed how quickly we might be able to start on a corporate hangar for the jets. As you can see, they're not here now because they had to leave because of the snow.
So,
If we can get a hangar built for them, they won't have to leave. Looking forward to that time, we're working that way. Any questions on fuel funds? December financial report.
Our income for the month of December was $267,260.84, with our expenses at $53,830.38. So we were in the green for the month, $213,430.46.
Catch up day, or
it
catch
was,
up day.
catch up from last month?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ag profit and then our, property tax reimbursement on the block.
Sure.
So we, in total for the end of the year, income was at 1.3 and change, expenses were at 1.1 and change, finished above, $206,424.68.
And again, the
Below
plan
budget,
for that, yes.
below budget.
Yeah.
$200,000 and change below budget.
Like that was, yeah, that was our,
Below income.
Below income,
Our
yes, I'm
budget,
sorry.
we were pretty well in line, we're not too far off from our budget,
We were still
but that
below
was
budget.
above, our revenue came in.
Yeah, yeah, we came in
Yeah,
with budget for the year as well.
yeah, came within budget and, was that 200 and change, above expenditures.
And
Was
the
our
key to
income.
that is that's setting us up for what we can do in the future for the growth out here.
Yeah.
We're,
Sounds
on
good.
a good path.
Good job, Gary.
Okay, next item, we got time turners.
Gentlemen?
So, appreciate you coming tonight, because we've been working for a year or more trying to get in contact.
I wanna refute that.
Okay,
You guys have had my address for quite a few years, cause we've got the receipts where you've been sending me the bills.
Okay.
For the
So-
leases, we have leases, I have copies of leases that go all the way back to 2008. And the last current one was where he picked it up, he paid it here last year that paid us up to December 2024. And also, there's a sign in front of our office that has my phone number and Gail's phone number, and it also has the meeting times and dates. And according to the article that was in the paper, you guys, whoever supposedly viewed that, I mean, and I have a photograph of it where it's on the bulletin board. And we meet every twice a month on Thursdays, first and third, at 1
okay.
o'clock, and that's on the bulletin board. And it's right next to Brad Lucas's phone number that I put up there personally for many members that have any issue, because they took over the utilities in 2019.
Mhm.
So we've maintained a relationship, a very good relationship with the airport. I've been involved with it since 1986. And we've been diligently paid our lease. I have a copy of the lease that Jim Bullard issued, that the leases were $1 a year for any nonprofit. We're considered a nonprofit C, registered with Indiana as a nonprofit, so I apologize if you've not gotten a hold of us, but the information is on the bulletin.
Okay.
And I talked to Colin last year twice about the furnaces and give him my name and phone number.
Mhm.
And you sent somebody out and fixed the furnaces, I think the next day, and I was there, so.
Mhm.
So we've,
Okay.
I mean, maybe we should come to more meetings, I don't know, if you think it's pertinent for us to.
Well, actually it is because, I don't know if you realize, but 90% of the funding for all the work done here at the airport comes from the federal government through the FAA.
Me being more than happy to participate,
I'm not finished yet. So, being as I didn't know that we weren't able, I thought we weren't able to get in communication with them, I apologize for that. But what's happened here in the last few years with the federal government and the FAA is the FAA has charged us with not, and we've been working on this with other not-profits or other organizations around, we can't really lease property that's owned by the airport for less than fair market value anymore.
understood,
So that changes things substantially.
immensely.
So that's what we've gotta work through now, and sadly, since I haven't been communicating with you guys and didn't know that it's a big change, a
Mhm.
huge change, and a lot of these others we've got cleaned up, I don't know if we've got any left, like even the soccer fields were on that kind of a lease, we had to fix that one. We've done a number of them, I think hopefully yours is nearly the last one
Yeah.
that we have to kinda fix, so what we're gonna have to do at this point then, I assume, and let me know what you guys think, is we've gotta figure out what that fair market value is gonna be.
Yes.
And then present that to you guys.
Well, I know the fire department, like I said, the fire department took over paying the utilities and they restructured the outside of it, so. And basically, we kind of have a non-written agreement that they have one half of the building and we have the other half,
Okay,
primarily the garage.
Yeah, as soon as we can get, excuse me, as soon as we can get figured out what the new lease would be, we could do the fair market value, because like Brian was saying, the FAA has gotten their fingers into everything.
Understood, nothing else needs to be said, but
and just like any government entity, when you accept funds from a government entity, then they say,
Understood.
oh, by the way,
You have to do
you have to
this.
follow this rule.
well, I just found out that even though we have very limited, I was online today, we had to file some kind of financial report when basically we don't have a lot of finances, but
Yeah,
we'll do that, you
Anyway,
know,
yeah.
it's just,
It's always something new,
yeah,
but no, we'll
some of it is just totally unnecessary, but
we'll
we have to
definitely,
abide by it.
we'll definitely get with you and see what we can get figured out, and
And on that aspect, I do apologize, because I mean, I did call 3 different numbers and,
Well,
and send an email, but the email bounced back and the
Yeah,
3
it was
numbers.
probably my work email,
Okay,
and I haven't worked in 6 years.
gotcha, and then the,
Yeah, I should have come down personally and
mhm.
corrected that, it's just as
Just
much
a
my fault. as-
miscommunication. Like
Yeah.
there was no worries or anything. We knew eventually that we would make contact, and before any decisions were made, we would make sure contact was made. So
But we could update all that, and yet if we need to come to meetings, if there's some way to find out, I didn't know when they were, so I don't do Facebook, so I apologize for that. You know,
third Monday, 7:15.
Okay,
we'll get a new lease figured out per the standings of the FAA, and we'll get with you.
very good, appreciate it.
All right, guys?
I do just want to make a comment, please.
Sure. Sorry, Brian.
Chief Rolfe, Seymour Fire Department. I just want to state that I've been a chief for a year now. I could never find any contract, and I want to make it clear now how it read in the paper, and I got an email from one of your gentlemen that's a member there. The fire department is not throwing you out. That's the last thing that we want to do. And that's the email that I received, that's what it stated, that I was after to throw somebody out, but I'm unaware of any contract with the fire department. Now, since I've been chief, I've been wondering why we pay the utility bills.
Well, Brad Lucas come to me personally one day during a meeting and wanted information on the utility bills. I found it unusual, but I wasn't in a position to argue with him. cause Don Furlow, who was the airport manager of the band, had already told us that we wanna share the facility and the location with the fire department, which we had no issues with that,
Yeah,
you know?
they approached us, we had a meeting right here, and asked us if we would share. And we said, yeah, we would.
Yeah, happy to, you know, whatever it takes to maintain training and stuff, and,
I will reach out to Brad and see if I can get more information off of him.
yeah, I don't know why they wanted to take it over, like I said, I just accommodated his desire, so to speak, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was in
Controls.
2019,
Yes.
so,
Stay in touch with Colin when you get information on that, and we'll work this solution out.
Okay.
So,
Was there anything in writing?
no, sir, not to my knowledge,
Okay,
it was all verbal.
okay.
We'll get it worked out, John.
thank
And
you.
that was another reason we hadn't been sending it, because Don told us not to worry about it.
Yeah.
And the FAA and that process.
Yeah, I understand
Over the
this,
years, you
yeah.
know, and, I mean, they funnel millions of dollars out here to the airport for rehabilitation and things, so we have to be very careful as an airport authority, how we follow their rules.
Understood.
To not,
And their rules are very fluid.
yeah, and that's probably what's.
That's why we
changed.
have a two-story terminal with an unfinished upstairs, so, trust me,
Yeah.
we're not big fans of the FAA rules either.
I can understand.
All right, next item is the blue,
Hope to edit that out.
next item is the blue hangar, next door, the office space in there.
Perfect. So, Mr. Barty Moffett, struck interest in the office space located in the Blue Hangar, and the section that is not being utilized. And so, within that area that deemed, by myself as a possibility to start utilizing the space that isn't being used other than the shop, you know? And so, I mean, the entire west side of the office space is just kind of like what we saw during the Christmas.
Right,
So that little section, and he has sparked interest in utilizing that, and he got the admins for the lease, and so I just wanted to bring that up to you and see what the board thinks.
So it's got 2,880 feet. I think the first thing we do is make sure we know exactly where that 2,880 feet is and what the extent of that, where that would be to. And then I think we meet with Robin and discuss, you know, utilizing the whole area along the front there, along the road, make sure that we don't have an area that's not being utilized, because space is limited. And if we've got someone willing to not only pay rent on it, but also actually put it to service, I think we've gotta support that. But at the same time, we can't overrun contracts.
right.
Although, again, this is a contract that ended in December of 2022.
Mhm.
So, got some cleaning up to do here also. So I think let's go ahead and get a little more specific on where that 2,880 feet is, and then just have a meeting here with Robin and discuss what he wants, what his plans are.
Okay,
So like that, and then report next month then at the next meeting.
Sounds good to me.
Okay,
And that will also be most likely bumped up to fair market value.
Oh, that's
just
right.
Just by
Yes.
aspect.
Yeah.
Always is.
Let's, you and I meet, I'll come in next week sometime, you let me know when you got some free time.
Mhm.
And I'll come in next week and we'll go over and measure and organize first.
That'll work.
Okay, hangar audits and rent.
So, that's just based off of,
Here's our phone numbers, call me anytime.
Steven?
Yes, sir.
that's just based off of any type of, hangar audit for the airport and rents. Based on the airport projects, kinda like the airport updates. So we're doing, operations and, as you know, the state hasn't finalized it yet, but they're doing like self-audits of airports and updates in rental prices, so,
Okay.
should see more fair market values of those.
Again, so we can get a better handle on what fair market value is for the airport
Mhm.
assets. So there'll be a report coming from that sometime soon then.
Mhm.
Okay, perfect. Okay, fuel, yes, so the fuel systems.
That would be these 2 pages.
Right.
Is this where we're gonna also talk though about the tug, the electric tug and the fuel farm that we've been offered?
Yeah, we can do that.
So,
Kind of merge them to get the reference of what we've been doing.
yeah, so you can see the growth there in fuel, and, one of the, managers of the jets that have been based out here for a year or so, has it been a year yet? A little less than a year? The jets.
The
have
two
been out
jets, it's been less than a year. It was whenever,
in that
Yeah.
board.
yeah,
Yeah, within that range.
He has offered up, they have their tug out here, which isn't ours, but they allow us to use it for moving these jets. But he's got one for sale that we could own. He would put new batteries in it, and it is enough of a tug to pull pretty much anything out here except C-130s. And he's offered it to us for sale for $8,500. It's electric, is it a, do you stand on it, Colin, to use it, is that how it
Mhm.
works?
Mhm.
It's not like a little tractor, it's pretty compact, but it'll still pull any of these jets that are out here.
Do-
So we would own our own at that point. I don't know, possibly if Tim was hinting that they need to take theirs back or something, but
well, we need to have one,
this, as we see the increase in our,
fuel system.
fuel and the jets coming out here, it's probably a pretty good buy. I don't know much about him. Do you know enough about him to take a look at it, Colin, and give us a report on whether you think it's what we want?
I can definitely look into it, with it being local, not cross-country or
Yep.
anything.
Are they at Scottsburg, did he say, or where did he say they were?
I think he said they were at Salem.
Salem, okay. So it's not too far away. I think we should recommend Colin take a look at that.
Now, could we use the fuel fund money to purchase that, or does that have to come out of that fund? Cause it is fuel related we wanna bring jets over to the tank,
I mean,
so we can
specifically,
relate that to the fuel.
we can utilize 50% of that fund for non-fuel farm purposes, correct? But the fuel,
We would have to look at the ordinances on that, cause that was passed a long time ago.
I think it was 50%.
Okay.
But it was,
I mean, if we can use part of the fuel fund to do it, I think it's investing in one somewhere, some shape or form, would be a good idea.
well, the tug wouldn't necessarily be that, but the fuel farm itself would be.
So there's a second thing I'm gonna bring
Okay,
up
okay,
here.
go ahead.
But Larry had something, what did you?
Now, I just didn't hear, what did you say the asking price was for that, please?
8,500.
8,500, thank you.
What do you think about that? Do you know anything about those?
Well, I was trying to think if I did, I think I just wanna be a little quiet. I think it's a good price.
I thought it was too.
Cause
but
I think
have-
I paid something like the little tug you walk behind that Greg Pardick has. I bought that 20 years ago. And I think we paid $5 or $6 grand for it back then. And something that would move truly big airplanes on today's market, I think 8,500 would be a bargain. But I don't have any current data to base that on, so I don't want you to make big decisions
Well, we're
on
gonna put
that.
it down in a
But
minute.
it strikes me that it's a good deal.
Mr. Brother, yeah.
Paul,
Larry
Brent,
said-
do you guys have any experience with that price on those?
It really kinda depends on the condition the batteries are in.
They were gonna put new batteries in.
Yeah, I heard that, and they're expensive, good deal.
Didn't I understand that right? Did you read that in the email? He said he's gonna
Yep.
put new batteries
The
in.
values
Batteries
in
will
the-
be installed.
The values in the batteries, that's the expensive part.
So if he gets new batteries, we wanna have Colin take a look at it,
Yeah.
and then we give him authority to go ahead and purchase?
I move that we allow Colin to go down and take a look at the tug, and then if it meets his standards, to go ahead and have the authority to purchase it.
Second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Colin, give us a report though, before you do go ahead and purchase, let us know what
Oh,
you see.
yeah. Everything will be fully reported, and, all decisions will come from board.
Second, bigger thing, he's also got a 12,500 gallon fuel tank for Jet A.
Where's
If we
that?
could, which one,
Where's the tank at?
at Salem. And it, the delivery on it can be put on a truck and brought here free of charge.
Because it looks like we went.
You know, we've got a tank out here right now for Jet A, we got a tank for 100 low lead. We don't go through near the volume, you look on this list, we don't go through near the volume of 100 low lead. We don't really need it for that, but with the jets out here,
They take a lot.
Colin, Colin will tell here in a minute how many, but you can see we did, you know, 50,000, around 50,000 gallons out of that fuel tank for the last 6 or 7 years. Colin, what did these jets, offload 3,000 gallons sometimes? Is that right?
Yeah.
And then we got the fuel truck, which,
Not specifically confirmed if this includes the fuel truck, because we sold,
oh, sorry, we got that paper somewhere.
we sold almost,
23?
yeah, we sold almost, it was like 23,900 gallons.
I bet it doesn't include that.
Yeah, we sold, 23,000 gallons, almost 24,000 gallons out of the fuel truck alone.
Which would put that number to 70,000 for this year, because we've seen that kind of an increase, you can see that in our
I would say
profitability.
if you look at
So-
the numbers.
So the question is, to think about, is the fact that we've been offered this, I'm pretty sure this is a good buy also. It's been offered to us for,
Who does our fuel tank inspection, the inside and everything?
That was completed, before I got here by, I believe, Rebel Services.
Was it?
or I was thinking, what about Titan Fuels, you know,
If
who we buy our
yeah,
fuels
since we're
from?
hooked up with, that's why I was wondering if Titan would do an inspection on that tank,
Mhm.
if we were interested in looking at it.
Yeah,
for purchase.
I'd be happy to look into that.
Yeah.
Since we're a part of them,
Yeah, I
I
don't,
think they would have to clear it
yeah,
prior
because it's gonna be.
on their systems.
On their system, so yeah, it'd have to meet their musters.
And that would tell us, not knowing from experience what's good or what's not good, they would be able to tell us.
Yeah, cause they don't want their product going into a tank that's not gonna be fit.
Now, here's the thing, it's a tank, it's got a metering system, it's got pump, it's fully complete, it's even got 2 different types of, fuel nozzles for the Jet A. I think there's the under wing, which we don't have right at this time, and then there's the over wing like we've got.
Yeah, so it's got the duckbill, which is the overwing, and then the single point, which is the underwing. We only have the duckbill, but we have the single point on the truck, and the duckbill on the truck.
It'd be good to have it on both.
So, and here's the thing though, we gotta keep in mind, it's priced to us at 65,000, but we gotta know what it's gonna cost. They told us it wouldn't cost anything to bring it here,
Well,
but we'll have to
set it
set
up.
it here.
And
We'll have to, I think it's single wall, so we have to build a dike, we'll have to concrete that, we'll have to put our fence.
We have to say the fence, yeah.
We'd have to figure out how to get it plumbed in, so I bet 20 or 30 grand on top of that. So we
I
have
would
to
say.
think, first off, inspect the tank by Titan, I think, and see that it's sufficient, that it would work for us. And then secondly, decide, well, I think we need to figure out what it would cost to do the setup and everything, and then we can look at the total cost before we decide.
Yeah,
Because we'd also have to do an update to our meter route system.
Add those,
Cause we have 18 sensors in each fuel tank, and so we would add that, so we'd have to update
a third tank.
the system to a third tank.
How often what's the most often you've got fuel trucks delivered Jet A out here? Like 2 weeks apart, or a month apart, or 5 days apart? What's the,
We did have 1 month where we had 3 deliveries of fuel in 1 month.
in 1 month? So it's more than once every 2 weeks if it's real heavy.
Yeah.
But you gotta think about growth.
yeah. Well, let's have Titan look at it first and see if everything they've got is compatible and okay with them. If it's okay with Titan, then we'll look at crunching numbers to see what
Okay.
else it's gonna cost.
Absolutely.
Step 1 and step 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I move that we go ahead and have Colin get a hold of Titan and have them see if they'll do an inspection on the tank and everything listed that they wanna sell and make sure that it meets their,
Cause here's the thing.
meets
too,
their
I mean,
needs before it ours.
I'll go with the second on that first, and
Yeah,
then
I
I'll,
wanna keep going, I know how you are about that.
you got a second there?
You gotta verbalize it.
Another thing to keep in mind, I mean, is we've got
Yeah.
the funds in the fuel fund, and you can either set on the cash like that, or you can use it to make something better for the airport, it makes something more profitable for the airport.
Well, if we wanna eventually try to look at corporate hangars for jets
Mhm.
and everything else,
Yeah.
and T-hangar expenses, we gotta be ready to fuel anybody that wants to come in and use those facilities.
And we've got, now we can fuel military, so I think that over time, that could be big. You know, that's not one thing that all of a sudden they're gonna start coming here, everybody's gonna come here, but over time, as you get more military operations here, they'll get to handle, they can fuel here too, and maybe
Yes.
that'll, yes, okay.
We might even attract them when they're in transit.
Yeah, very good. Okay, next on the list is sign of claims and receipts.
I move we have to sign claims and receipts.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any board comments?
No, I'm just gonna comment about, again, for the last year, we've come in under budget, which, I don't know if any other agency in this area can claim that they come in under budget on a regular basis, so good job to you guys and everybody else on the field.
Here, here. Harumph, harumph.
How do you get a room?
Thank you for that, Scott. Colin, did you wanna go through your list?
I'll make it quick.
What time did you start?
20 minutes ago.
No. So,
Who's counting?
Go ahead.
So fuel farm and jet truck, great increase in sales and operations for 2024. Kentucky 123rd planning operations this week. Airport surpassed operations from total of last year. Statewide hangar rent project still underway. Health insurance, we conducted a meeting to get insurance quotes and options for airport staff. Based aircraft inventory, so creating a spreadsheet, so the state of Indiana is updating the hangar audits and helping airports expand. Still in contact with the TSA, conducted meeting, and like you guys know, possible for grants for free for being able to do this position.
For those
Airport.
gates.
Airport lighting, so we're working, so we're gonna begin working with hangar Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and then Delta in that order, to update the light fixtures on the hangars. And then the end of year report is due end of January, which is still in progress, getting all that information taken care of, and then we will present that to you.
It's easy to do the alphabetic order, that's easier than backwards, isn't it?
It is, a lot, it is,
Thank you, Colin.
perfect.
Any questions for Colin? Morgan, do we miss anything? I'd ask Matt, but he never says anything. Larry, do you have anything?
Yes, I just, museum, after some fussing around, Morgan called me the other day and said, "Do you guys have a date for airplane ride day?" And the answer is we do. It's Saturday, June 21st, and Morgan already knows that, but I don't think that's official in the records here anywhere.
Is it the same weekend every year?
No.
No, okay. I was just checking for like the same, like the third Saturday or something like that, but, okay.
Because the other two Saturdays, there are stuff on it that gets in the way. And I guess at the same time, since the cash flow was good, this would be a good time to ask if the authority would please help us with the tent again.
I move that we take care of the tent for the airplane.
And I will say, we rented a smaller one last year, I imagine it cost less money, it was perfectly adequate, no need to spend extra money to get a bigger one.
Move second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you,
You got it.
that's it, Happy New Year.
Perfect.
Anybody else with anything further?
Corey, did you need anything, or did I express everything?
No, I think you covered it. I looked at, the current space over there, and it's interesting to me. I didn't realize, looking that, you know, it may be under somebody else's lease, but unused, so
Yeah.
I don't know, anyway, so.
Well,
We'll get it figured out.
what
Be more
are,
than glad to work out with you, what we can over there to utilize some of that.
well,
So.
steps are first to, so we know exactly what is leased, then talk about updating the lease, and then talk about utilizing spaces to its fullest extent, which will be a personal conversation probably
That's fine,
at first, and then we'll be back here.
okay, that's fine. Just-
I wouldn't get on it because I used to lease that space. You have to decide about the restrooms.
Cause is there not two?
I don't know, I thought there was only one restroom that was shared between the shop and the office
No,
area.
just one.
No, I think
Is there
there's
two?
one in the shop
I
area,
thought there was two.
and there's a shower in the shop area too, I understand.
Yeah.
But there's only a restroom in the office area.
Yeah.
Okay,
And the airport does pay utilities.
Okay.
Found that information out, cause there's only one meter out there.
So, do we wanna hang around for a while yet, guys,
Is
or
that-
just kinda relax and?
Is that both electric and gas? All right, all right. I can hang around.
I move we adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.